pig has been domesticated for thousands of years. For most of that time, pigs were kept in the forests of Europe, eating leftover scraps of food from people's homes. Modern systems of indoor housing developed rapidly over the last half of the 20th century in the USA and around the world. Modern systems of producing pigs include use of buildings and lagoons. Restricted space allowances, pig welfare issues, and environmental issues have contributed to criticism of the modern pig production system. In 1998, we developed the concept that pigs could be produced in a sustainable manner. By sustainable, we mean that the production system meets 5 criteria. It must be friendly to the animal, it must be environmentally friendly, it must be considerate of worker health and safety, it must be community friendly, and finally, it must be economically competitive with conventional systems. This tape describes the system we call outdoor sustainable pork production. A model farm was built starting in 1998 to incorporate all of the features of a sustainable outdoor pork farm. We do not intend for this one model to be viewed as the only way a sustainable pork farm may be organized. Rather, it is possible to attain the above criteria in other outdoor systems or in indoor systems. Also, it is important that when we strive to address our main objectives, we must not lose ground on other important society issues such as food safety or diet health concerns. Pigs can quickly damage ground cover if they are not managed properly. Older style outdoor farms quickly turned into dirt lots. Older systems may have posed a food safety risk as well as an environmental risk. These are troubles we hope to avoid in the new system. Let's take a look at our model farm. Outdoor sustainable pork production is best conducted in an area with a dry climate to avoid troubles with moving animals and equipment on muddy ground. The land should have a sandy loam or clay loam soil and should not have steep slopes. Lack of steep slopes benefits both the animals and the workers. The farm site is on a flat 120-acre site. This farm is intended to house 324 sows on 108 acres. The animal density is about 3 sows per acre, or about 7 sows per hectare on average. Although the animal density is low, this footprint allows for sows to be on up to 1/3 of the land at any one time, with the remaining land available for future rotation. Thus, up to 10 sows per acre or 24 sows per hectare may be kept at any one time on any one parcel of land. Pastures on this site are arranged in 9 12-acre radials. A radial is a square with a central hub and 12 one-acre paddocks rotating from the central hub. On this site, we have 9 radials of 12 acres each. Sows are present on 3 or 4 radials at any one time. Within a radial, sows are present on about 75% of the pastures. Thus, within a radial, sows rotate from pasture to pasture for up to a year. Then, at the end of a cycle, sows are rotated to an entirely new radial. Around the 9 radials, we placed a border that measures about 150 feet or 50 meters wide. This strip of vegetation catches pig-derived nutrients that may move over the ground or may move laterally during a rainstorm. Maintenance of a vegetative ground cover under the sows allows for assimilation and recycling of nutrients that flow through the soil. The objective of this farm is to maintain 70% ground cover on the entire site at all times. A given pasture may have 0 ground cover at one time, but it will be replanted and a new crop harvested at a later time. Meanwhile, the border will catch any water or nutrients that might flow from the pig site. The use of the border and pasture rotation assures minimal environmental impact. In fact, in our farrowing pastures, the vegetative ground cover was actually more dense and more healthy after a year of residency by lactating sows than it was before exposure to the pigs. When the ground cover is maintained, we achieve the following farm objectives. Manure nutrients do not build up. Pigs have a more healthy environment. The farm does not have an offensive odor. Dust through wind erosion is minimized. Manure nutrients are recycled through the vegetative ground cover, and thus nutrients are kept out of the atmosphere and out of waterways. When we keep manure nutrients in solid form in the soils or plants, they are prevented from becoming pollutants, and rather are true nutrients used as a part of the biological system that recycles nutrients. To maintain ground cover in our dry climate, we have an irrigation system in place. The irrigation system used less than 1/4 of the water that an irrigated crop would have used. We budgeted a 75 gallon per minute or 300 liters per minute supply for pig waterers and 200 gallons per minute or 800 liters per minute for irrigating the ground cover. We never ran out of water, even with 2 very dry years. The irrigation system was operated for less than 30 days per year. Attainment of an animal-friendly environment means that sows are handled gently and humanely. They have access to bedding, sunlight, and wide open spaces. They can establish preferred spaces on which to walk or rest. They can socially interact with other sows, or they may choose to be alone. They are fed a nutritious diet once per day. They have an established routine, and this adds to their comfort. Workers who must manage the sustainable outdoor system find that they have to travel much greater distances to get their work done than in a conventional indoor system. In our model farm, we looked for ways to make the workers' job less backbreaking. We used range feeders pulled by a tractor to feed the sows. This farm has no people carrying buckets of feed as in older systems. One person can feed all the sows, that is over 300 sows, in less than an hour. Another hour is spent walking through the sows' pens to be sure that all are healthy and eating. The remainder of the day is spent in processing new litters, breeding sows, and maintaining the ground cover. Processing litters includes weighing pigs, giving them individual identification, and castrating the males. Teeth are not clipped in this system. This procedure is not needed. Tails need to be docked if the pigs are to be finished on slats indoors. However, if the pigs are to be finished outdoors or in a deep bedded system, the tails may not need to be docked. Breeding is performed by natural service or by artificial insemination, sometimes called AI. For AI, sows and estrus congregate around the boars. These sows are identified, a weight belt is placed on their back, and the sow is inseminated. AI and hand-assisted natural service take about the same time on this model farm. The sustainable pork farm is community-friendly, mainly because of the money that the farm generates that recycles through the community, and because the farm does not have an offensive odor and does not contribute to pollution of the soil, water, or air. The term sustainable pork and our label are trademarks owned by Texas Tech University. Please contact Texas Tech or the USDA for more information.